Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I'm coming to you live from the S.M. LaRusso & Sons Athletic Complex in Walpole, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of today's high school varsity boys soccer contest with big gusts of wind included between the hosting Walpole High School Timberwolves and the visiting Brookline High Warriors. Now, folks, as you can see, it's going to be a fun one here today. We got some fun with the weather, a little bit of fun with the weather, but that's okay. You know, we're going to make it work, as we got the special privilege of having a scoreboard cam here today, as we got a visible scoreboard here in Walpole, so hoping that stays steady enough. Looks okay for the time being. And so we'll be able to follow along with how much time is left in the half, as well as what the score is. That should be fun. And even more special today, I've got a guy joining me alongside here on the mic, my color commentator. You guys might remember him from last Saturday's, I think it was Saturday, last Saturday's game against BC High. Joining me on color today once again, Brookline High sophomore Sam Lowenstein. Sam, thank you for joining me once again.
All right, Jesse, thank you for having me on yet again. Brookline against Walpole, and Walpole 1-10, their record so far this season. Walpole plays in Division II, which they're 47th ranked in, a game that Brookline should win on paper. Walpole lost their last game to Foxborough 2-1. They're on a 7-game losing streak. Their only win was against Norwood earlier in the season. Brookline, their record, 1 win, 4 losses, and 5 ties, 23rd in the Division I power rankings. Their last game, which I joined you for, 0-0, tying BC High, who's currently ranked 4th. And the interesting thing, Brookline also tied St. John's Prep in a game we did together. They tied Needham, who's number 2, St. John's Prep's number 1, and they tied Weymouth, number 3. So all of the 4 top teams in the MIAA Division I power rankings, Brookline is tied.
It really has shown that, you know, when Brookline is on their game, they can compete with some of the best teams in the state. They've had a little bit of trouble, you know, getting themselves in the win column, but, you know, they rise to the occasion against top-level competition. The question for today, Sam, is certainly going to be, how do they answer the call when they're going up against lower-level competition? Because, like you said, Walpole, a tough win-loss record for them so far this year in a lower division, much lower in the rankings, not a playoff contender by any stretch. So how does Brookline stand up here? Do they end up playing down to their competition, or do they rise up and get a big win here that maybe could help their spot in the power rankings, not through strength of schedule, but through strength of margin of victory?
Oh, 100%, Jesse. We talked about this before the game, the importance of scoring goals for Brookline up front. They'll have to crash in from the wings and do well. And we've seen a lot of defensive showcases from the Warriors. Now we'll have to see an offensive showcase if they want to get a victory, and more importantly, have their record and ranking go up in the power rankings.
All right, and with that note, let's take a look at the teams that are going to be competing in this competition. We'll start here on our left with the hosting Timberwolves of Walpole High School. Going in order of jersey number for Walpole, we're going to start off with the 2 goalkeepers on the roster for Walpole. First off, we have a senior co-captain, Jack Towers, and then another senior, Siddharth Kumar. Next, for the field players, first off, we have a junior, number 2, Derek Spack. A senior captain, number 3, Connor Larkin. A freshman, number 4, Federico Sillo. A freshman, number 5, Raphael Sillo. A junior, number 6, Seth Nixon. A junior, number 7, Ali Koulibaly. A junior, number 8, Tahara Diagana. A junior, number 10, Benjamin Hochberg. A senior captain, number 10, Davis Potter. A senior, number 11, Luigi Francois. A senior, number 12, Rohan Pudari. A freshman, number 13, Tyler Jackson. A sophomore, number 14, Ethan McKissa. A junior, number 15, Lucas Niles. A junior, number 16, Hendrik Branzetti. A junior, number 17, Hemant Selvamuragan. A senior number 18, Will Fezel. A senior number 19, Stephen Jung. A senior number 20, Arnav Manirekar. A senior number 21, Jason He. A sophomore number 22, Rishit Putala. A junior number 23, Richard Bach. And a senior number 25, Blake Baker. Head coach of the Walpole High boys soccer team is Patrick Sullivan. So now let's move over to our right as we take a look at the visitors on the scoreboard today, the Brookline High Warriors. Going in order of jersey number for Brookline, first off we have a junior number 2, Sammy Treestman. Next, a junior number 3, Aki Moriguchi. A sophomore number 4, Diego Liteplo. A junior number 5, Adon Spivak. A junior number 6, Julian Weil. A senior number 7, Jacob Friedman. A junior number 8, Jeffrey Dong. A senior number 9, Jad Torres. A senior number 11, Koya Nicoli. A senior number 12, Ryan Goldberg. A senior number 13, Dylan Hatchett. A sophomore number 14, Luca Russell. A senior number 15, Santi Sierra. A junior number 16, Javi Belmont Orsola. A sophomore number 17, Lars Peterson. A junior number 18, Kuno von Borowski. A senior captain number 19, Travis Applebaum. A senior number 20, Matthew Rosales. A senior number 22, Marco Neer. A senior captain number 23, Nico Liteplo. A senior captain number 24, Wally Lawrence. A senior number 25, Jonah Lipman. A junior number 26, Brandon Jean. A senior backup goalie number 98, Liam Forey. And a senior starting goalie and co-captain number 99, Alec Smagula. Head coach of the Brookline High boys soccer team is Kyle Bolu-Jones. So those are our rosters coming into today. And fans, as always, we encourage audience participation in the live chat here on YouTube or by sending me an email. You can see my email in the bottom right corner of your screen. You know, if you want to give a shout out to the team, a shout out to your favorite player, if you want to let us know if anything is going wrong with the audio or the video. You know, the past few days I've been using a new microphone, so you know, sometimes that, you know, might potentially be off, and I want to hear about it if it is off, but it seems to be doing okay so far. And of course, any issues with the camera, we want to hear about it. If the Wi-Fi is cutting in and out, we want to hear about it because, as always, I am recording these as well as live streaming them. So if the video gets choppy, I can upload a fully recorded version. So far, it seems good, which is nice. And then, of course, if even after the number of games I've done with these boys, if I am mispronouncing any names, again, I encourage and humbly request that you correct me in the live chat or in email. You're not bothering me. You're helping me if you do this. So that's always good to hear. So we're just waiting to get this one underway. We were slated for a 4:30 start time. Brookline most likely hit some traffic on the way down here to Walpole. It can be a bit of a brutal drive, Brookline to Walpole. So not a huge surprise.
Oh, you bet, Jesse. It's all over the place. Even for me coming down here, we hit a bunch of traffic, so Waze took us the other way and luckily made it here on time.
Yeah, and you never know how long the wait for the bus might be on a given day. Just the logistics of making things work here at the high school level. It takes a bunch of moving parts that are easier to take for granted at higher levels of sporting events, just because they'll hire all these really big staffs to handle stuff like that and pay a lot of money for that a high school just can't afford to pay. All right, looks like we'll soon be getting this one started. We got a stiff breeze and a sunny day out here in Walpole. Temperatures in the mid-70s right now, which is a bit cooler than we've had the past couple of days. The wind probably helping with that. This wind and the occasional clouds we have that might hopefully give us some occasional cloud cover from the sun. Certainly a precursor to the rain that we're expected to get tomorrow. But you know, giving us a nice, beautiful day here today.
Well, definitely, and hopefully some of the cloud cover comes over the wind, really coupled with the sun. Doesn't make it easy. Already the equipment's almost fallen over once, but we deal.
Exactly. We're used to covering games at Skyline Park. We're tough broadcasters. We know how to handle the elements.
Definitely.
All right, the ref whistling for the teams to come out. They're just huddling up one last time. Once again, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan alongside Sam Lowenstein here at SM LaRusso and Sons Athletic Complex in Walpole, Massachusetts for this high school varsity boys soccer contest between the Brookline High Warriors and the Walpole High Timberwolves. We got our first note in the live chat from Adrian Fricky saying, "Go Warriors." Thank you as always for the kind support, Adrian, and I hope you enjoy the game. Team breaks their huddle, coming out onto the field. All right, looks like Brookline will be playing from our left, Walpole from our right. The scoreboard is not switching from a clock, from just telling us what time it is. Oh man, I was really hoping we could have a nice scoreboard cam going. That would have been really neat. If I have to, I'll switch back to the manual graphic scoreboard.
Well, it hasn't started yet. So.
It hasn't started yet, so maybe. A man can hope. A man can dream.
You never know.
You never know. It's like JP used to say in Angels in the Outfield. It could happen.
It could. It could also not, but it could.
That is also true. That's a part they leave out of that quote. It could also not happen.
But it's good to be glass half full.
Exactly. Looks like it's looking like it's not going to happen. So we're going to stick with our manual graphic here as we get this game underway. Walpole to start us off. Timberwolves moving it along their back line, and that pass was blocked. Tapped forward by Sammy Treisman going for Jad Torres. Torres on a breakaway already. Torres, the shot. What a diving save by Towers.
That's a really nice save by Towers. Torres' shot across the ground, and Walpole in a front three formation, very attack heavy. They got exposed on the first exchange of the game.
Towers keeping it scoreless for the time being as Jad Torres almost got the first goal of the game in the opening minutes. This kick flying up high off the boot of Wally Lawrence. Weird bounce along, and it's going to be controlled by the Timberwolves, but the pass intercepted immediately by Santi Sierra. Passes to the outside to Treisman. Treisman dribbling around, passes back, finds Sierra. Sierra dribbling up the middle. Now passes back out to Treisman. Treisman pops it back, looking for Jeffrey Dong, the center back. Dong fights for it, gets the ball. Dribbling around, it's poked free, but pushed forward again by Ryan Goldberg this time. Treisman sends one to the outside. He's looking for Torres again. That's going to roll too far out of bounds. Both the slipperiness of the turf as well as the speed of the wind is going to make this one a very fast-rolling ball here today, Sam. players going to have to be a little more careful with their passes.
Oh, 100%. Ball's probably going to go all over the place. It doesn't look like it's a wacky weather game, but it definitely has its
Certainly
things.
some degree of Mother Nature's influence as this long kick from Towers bounces towards the Brookline end. Chasing it down is Travis Applebaum. He knocks it out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in deep in Brookline territory for the Wolves.
Applebaum, such a cornerstone of the defense for the Warriors. They have a back four this game, so that will contest with the front three of Walpole.
Throwing this one in will be number 2, Derek Spack. This one is going to go off the body of a Walpole player out of bounds, and it's going to give Brookline the goal kick.
Well, that came very awkwardly. Just Walpole, a miscommunication there, and it looks like that was Davis Potter who hit it.
Alex Magula with the goal kick. He gives it to Dong. Dong sends it, rolls up the middle, gets to Treisman. Pass back to Littman, taps it over to Goldberg. Goldberg turns around, surveying his options, kicks one across the field, heading down the far side, racing up for it. We got a big chance. Jacob Friedman fighting through. Oh, just couldn't stay with the ball. The defender inhibited his movement just enough that it rolled close enough to Towers, the starting netminder. Jack Towers for Walpole. He's made a couple of big stops. As this big punt flying up towards the Brookline end once again, Jeffrey Dong racing back for it, taps it back, almost a pass up, and almost a big chance there for number 17, Hemant Selva-Maragan, but just barely couldn't get it through. Now, out of the fight for the ball, Koya Nicoli comes away with it, trying to lead Treisman a bit far. Treisman could not keep it in bounds.
Well, despite no score just yet, it's only been a couple minutes and it's been a very offensive-heavy game. Both sides moving quickly down the field.
Throw in here, blocked by Treisman, rolls up to Torres. Torres battling, but the ball is kicked away by the Walpole defense. Downed by Applebaum, taken by Selva-Maragan, stolen back by Wally Lawrence. Lawrence sending one up the line, looking for Friedman. Friedman has the ball, picking up speed, getting around the corner. Friedman a shot, save again by Towers.
And that's the second time Jacob Friedman has driven in on goal and almost scored for Brookline. Friedman getting around the defense on the left wing for the Warriors.
Here in Walpole as Towers with another big stop punts it away. Towers putting up a Herculean effort to keep the Timberwolves in this on our Wi-Fi, but it looks like it's back. And now it's Brookline playing for positioning and just was outnumbered by the defense there as it's going to be cleared out there by number 15, Lucas Niles.
And that's a great move by Jad Torres to kick it up to himself around Niles, setting up the opportunity for just a second there.
This is Littman with the ball, looking around, and it's stolen away, but stolen right back by Dong. Dong sends it up the line. It's booted away there by number 11, Luigi Francois. Gets up to number 13, Tyler Jackson. Jackson, the freshman, pops it to the outside. Cut off by Lawrence. Oh, a big chance almost there. But Smagula gets there just in time as the Walpole offense was crashing to the net on that play.
And that's a near dangerous chance for Walpole's Hochberg.
Yeah, number 9, Benjamin Hochberg, or Hochberg, however it's pronounced, was crashing to the net for that one. Almost had a chance. The chest bump from Wally Lawrence just barely had enough on it to get it back to Smagula. Long throw in here, deflects back and forth. Torres had to retreat back to prevent himself from being called off sides. Pass goes back to Towers. His kick is blocked in the middle. Tapped to the outside to Treisman and tipped away by Niles. Niles just trying to get it out of bounds. And he got the favorable deflection off of Treisman that time as this throw in. A bit of a battle on the ground for it. Treisman gets the ball. The pass, though, couldn't get enough on it. Taken away by number 8, Tahara Diagana. Pass goes up to Koulibaly. Koulibaly sending it forward and kept in bounds. No, it wasn't. Just went over the line. Selva-Maragan tried to chase down that one. As this throw in goes to Torres. Torres taps it back for Goldberg. Goldberg weaving around, looking. Pops one to the outside. He's looking for Friedman, and that one is kept in bounds. Friedman with the ball. Friedman looking, cutting towards the middle, winding and firing. Off the post! Oh, off the crossbar on the knockback!
That is unreal, Jesse. Second chance opportunity for Sammy Treisman. Whistle blown, and somehow that didn't go in.
Yeah, I think they might have been
Was
calling
that
Treisman
offsides?
offsides on the second chance opportunity. Wouldn't have gone in either way, as the first shot goes off the right side post and the second one goes off the crossbar. Incredibly, we are still scoreless out here, as that ball's going to bounce out of bounds and be Brookline ball.
That's a crazy exchange. Sammy Treisman offsides though, so really all for naught.
Quick passing here for Brookline. Goldberg with the ball, surveying his options, looking around. Pass up to Treisman. Treisman, pass back. Dong to the outside. Lippman. Lippman cutting towards the middle, slides it across, gets to Sierra. Sierra pops one to the outside to Friedman, and the defense...
Came off the hand.
Oh, no, it didn't. They did call a foul against Walpole.
Yes, it came off the hand of one of the Walpole players.
Was that a handball? Is that what they were signaling?
That's what it looked like. Went up against the body.
Yeah, it looked to me like they came in with their leg too high and kicked Friedman.
Could have been that.
Yeah, it looked like a foul to me. But, you know, whatever it was, either way, the result, whether it's a foul or a handball, the result is the same. It's a free kick for Brookline. Lawrence to set up and kick this one. Sends it in kind of low. It's blocked immediately by the Walpole defense. Deflects up. Pushed forward there by Koulibaly, but blocked by Lippman. Lippman pass outside, finds Friedman. Friedman kicks it across off the deflection from Nicoli, and now a pass forward looking for Treisman. Treisman chasing it down along the back line. He passes it back to Nicoli. Nicoli fits one through to Treisman. They call Treisman offsides.
Sammy Treisman, second time that he has been offsides this game. Good sneaky trap from the Walpole defense.
This one sent up the line, and I think they're gonna...
That looked out.
It did look out. I wasn't sure if they were gonna call like some kind of official interference because the ref was kind of blocking the player from getting to it, but either way, they called it Walpole ball regardless. This one headed to the outside to Jackson. Jackson pass back, popped up in the air by number 18, Will Fezzle. Lippman cutting off the approach from Koulibaly, passes it off the back of his foot and gets it to Sierra. Sierra up the line to Treisman. Treisman's kick blocked, knocked out of bounds by Francois, and it'll be a Brookline throw-in. Treisman looking to move the ball fast, but not finding many options. Now throws it to an open Goldberg. Tries to tap it back, but mistimes with Sierra. Koulibaly's pass is blocked by Dong. Dong sends it up to Treisman, taps it along, but it's right there for Niles. Niles kicks it up to Koulibaly. Koulibaly being boxed out by Lippman, and they call the grab on Koulibaly for a foul. Things getting very physical on this near side sideline as Dong sends up the free kick. Big gust of wind coming through as that goes off the head of Treisman. And this one slips away from Francois, chased down by Torres, and Torres is grabbed by Francois, and that's going to be a foul and a free kick for the Warriors. From a pretty interesting angle here, Sam. It looks close enough for a shot, but also a sideways enough angle for a crosser. What do you think they should do here?
I think this is the perfect type of situation to go in for a cross.
And that's what they're doing. They go for a crosser. Oh, the defense right there at the end. Friedman was crashing in to knock that one in. Headed away by the defense. Another big stop from the Timberwolves. Sierra dribbling, cutting around one, trying to cut around another. A third comes in to knock the ball away, but it's an easy chase down for Nicoli. Now Nicoli is looking around, passes back. A slide across to Lawrence. Lawrence goes back to Lippman. Lippman sends it up the near side to Goldberg. Goldberg fakes to the outside, goes inside, pass to the middle, tapped along by Nicoli, and nobody there, and it's an easy pickup for Jack Towers.
Nicoli there looking to connect with Sammy Treisman, but the kick too far ahead in a miscommunication.
Towers punts this one, catches a headwind there, and it goes off the head of Friedman towards the sideline. deflecting along. Lawrence somehow fights through for that ball. Lawrence sends a long pass too long, and it's an easy pickup on the roll for Towers.
Well, before this game, Jesse, we talked about the importance for Brookline of getting goals. Walpole's defenses proved formidable.
Towers punts it. Goes off ahead. And now recovered by Applebaum. Touch to the outside to Friedman. Friedman sending it upfield, finds Nicoli. Nicoli trying to time it. Jukes, shoots, scores! Koya Nicoli first on the board off an assist from Jacob Friedman.
That's a beautiful outlet pass, Jesse, from Friedman connecting to Nicoli across, way through a bunch of defenders for Walpole, splitting straight past the defense, and Nicoli just in the right spot to nestle it into the bottom right corner.
And a nice little juke there by Nicoli. You could tell as he was seeing that ball rolling, he knew he was going to get it. You could see the gears turning in his head, and he made a nice little juke move at the end to get around the one defender that had a chance to stop him. 1-0 the Brookline lead off the goal from Koya Nicoli, assisted by Jacob Friedman here in the first half. Smagula punts this one. Downed and kicked to the outside by Walpole. Out of bounds Brookline ball.
As another wind gust comes over.
And a quick throw in. And it's lost out of bounds. Stays with Brookline. Littman trying to connect with number 3 Aki Moriguchi, who's checked into the game. This throw-in goes to Torres this time. Torres kicking it across the middle, sent forward by Adon Spivak, who's also checked in. Cleared away by the Walpole defense, goes off the head of Sierra, but right to a Timberwolves player. Sent up looking for Jackson, but Applebaum is going to get there first and knock it out of bounds, give his team a chance to reset on defense.
And Travis Applebaum coming over all the way from the middle of the field to make the play. Very impressive there.
Like you said earlier, Applebaum, a cornerstone of this Brookline defense over the past couple of years. As this Walpole throw-in goes off ahead in the air, and Smagula with the Moss move to take it over the top of a Walpole player's head, and he's immediately thinking counterattack as he punts that one across midfield. Stopped by the Walpole defense. And this pass intercepted. That's Goldberg. Goldberg looking for his outlet, maintaining ball control, and he opts to pass it back to Littman. Slides it to the middle to Sierra. Sierra, the lefty kicker, sends it out to Friedman. Friedman looking, kicks one, deflects off the body of a Walpole player, and it's taken away. Walpole working up the far sideline, sending one forward, looking for Jackson again, too far, and that's going to be an easy stop for Smagula, as he now throws this one over to Littman. Littman could not get past his defender there, stopped by Diagana. Littman does boot it away. It goes out of bounds, and it will be Walpole ball.
Walpole still has held their own in this game. Brookline's looked very good, though, on both the right and the left wing when they've attacked.
Seth Nixon setting up to throw this one in for the Timberwolves as some subs check in, among them number 5, Rafael Sillo. I think both Sillo brothers are actually in, as I see number 4, Federico Sillo as well. That one lost out of bounds off the foot of Will Fezel, and it will be a Brookline throw-in here. Littman's throw-in to Torres. Bit of a crowd there. Goldberg gets his foot on it, up to Torres. Torres pushes it up to Moriguchi. Moriguchi trying to move up the sideline. Ran out of room there, out of bounds, and it'll be Timberwolves ball.
Timberwolves thrower hesitated for a second there, looking to the middle of the field.
Another brief disconnect on the Wi-Fi, and I also saw some notes saying the sound is cutting in and out. If the sound is still cutting in and out, please let me know. Let me continue to know in the live chat, fans. That could potentially be a very big problem. As this one kicked towards the middle, knocked away by Walpole, taken by Dong. Dong boots it upfield. He's looking for Moriguchi down the right side, too far, and that'll be a goal kick for Walpole.
Good idea there from Dong to target Moriguchi on the right wing, but just a bit of a disconnect. That's where Brookline can do a lot of damage, though, on the wings.
What that's about. Let me try. All right, I've tried unplugging and replugging our audio interface. Hopefully, if nothing else, the recording still has the audio coming in okay. Maybe it's a Wi-Fi problem, as Torres battling for the ball and leaves it to the outside, but the kick is blocked, rolls out of bounds. It's tough because I'm seeing the audio gain on OBS Studio here. It's registering our voices, but it's not coming through to the listeners at home, which is a big problem. As in the live chat, I saw someone say they haven't heard a complete sentence in 5 minutes. If it's getting any better, speak up in the live chat, otherwise I'll assume it's still a problem. Friedman dribbling around with it, pass back, Spivak. Spivak sends one up the middle, just off the mark, as Mark O'Neill was crashing in for that one.
Again, just missed timing for Brookline. They've done that a couple times. Good ideas, give and goes, crossers to the sides, but the timing has not been there.
Let's see if that works. Curse this wind.
Wind can't be helping.
Nope, not at all. Wind might be causing us some problems with our audio. It's hard to say because, again, it's coming through fine on OBS, which suggests that on the recording it's fine, but on the live we seem to be having some trouble. This ball bouncing around, Moriguchi battling for it, lost out of bounds. Last touched, I believe, by Walpole's number 6, Seth Nixon. Throw in here, kicked away by Littman. Goldberg couldn't stay with it, knocked away from him. Selva Moragan with the ball. Pass back. And an attempted tap pass intercepted by Goldberg. Goldberg fighting through multiple defenders, couldn't stay with it. Taken away by the Timberwolves. Timberwolves send it up the line as more wind comes through, keeps trying to blow over our equipment. Stolen away by Brookline. The pass up to Spivak. Stolen away by Selva Moragan. Clean play as Selva Moragan looking around. Pass back to Fezel. Sends it to the outside. Up the line. And sent back from Federico Sillo. And now booted upfield from the back line to the front. A pass back. Nobody there for Walpole. And it's taken by Goldberg. Fits a pass through to Spivak. Spivak fighting for it. Spivak keeps control. Now looking from the far sideline, winds and kicks across the field. He's looking for Moriguchi, too far, and it's taken off one hop by Towers.
Well, Jesse, earlier in this game, your suitcase, it blew over all the way to the right side. Wind has been just insane.
Okay, we got a note from Robert Neer saying audio has been fine for me from the start. So that's really confusing. We've had multiple people in the live chat saying it's been a problem. And then we got one saying it's fine. For those who have been having trouble, if it's still fine, speak up and say something. If not, try something like refreshing the web page or something. See if that helps. I'll keep trying to troubleshoot this as the game goes. In the meantime, Brookline with the ball. This is Littman trying to kick it. Blocked there by Fezel. Taken by Nixon. Nixon to Fezel, who pops it out to the near side. It's going to stay in bounds, looks like, but we've got two games going on. The varsity game on this field, the JV game on the field right next to us. So sometimes a whistle blows and you hear the players say, it's not us, keep playing.
Super interesting and really a rarity here at the rarity that you only see here at the high school level.
Throw in goes to Neer. Neer pass back Sierra. Sierra weaving around a defender. Got some space. A pass deflected, but does get out to Neer on the outside. Neer barely sticks his foot out to keep that one in bounds, but that is going to roll all the way down and be chased down by Niles. And now a nice block there. Pressure from Brookline. A pass and shot whiffed. Second chance knocked away there. A nice push upfield for Brookline for number 17, Lars Peterson. Getting some chance to play here today, the sophomore is. This long kick up from Walpole, chased down by Applebaum. Sends it back to Smagula. Back out to Applebaum. Applebaum sends it up, tapped by Littman to the outside, kept in by Neer. Over to Littman. Littman looking, stops, surveying, slides it to the middle and misses Sierra, but Sierra recovers it, pressured by Jackson, gets the pass away just barely out to Lawrence on the far side. Lawrence picking up speed to cross midfield, cutting towards the middle, still going with it. Lawrence gets tripped up and does draw the foul.
Good drive from Wally Lawrence and a good job by the Warriors to work the ball from side to side as this game's really come to a bit of a lull after a lot of offensive chances for Brookline early on.
Brookline now with a potential another chance as Goldberg lines up to send in this free kick. And he goes for a pass to Littman. Littman kicks one high and just off the mark, but it deflects down to Spivak. Spivak fighting around and he's blocked. Now recovered by Goldberg. Goldberg winds and fires. Goldberg with the goal! What a shot from Ryan Goldberg.
Unbelievable from Goldberg. It spins around, hits off the post, and this time it goes in for Brookline. They had a kick that went off the post and out earlier in the game, and this time it is true. Goldberg, an unbelievable goal, Jesse.
And what's really crazy to me is that Goldberg is usually a guy that they bring in as a righty kicker as opposed to Santi Sierra, the lefty kicker. He launched that one with his left foot, so a beautiful curving shot from his off foot there as Ryan Goldberg gives Brookline a 2-0 lead. Almost a big rush up there by Lars Peterson on that last possession, but just barely blocked. And now Brookline does take the ball back, sending it upfield, blocked there by, I think, Giles, or not by Niles, or maybe by a different defender. Sometimes a bit hard on the far side, but Nixon whiffs on that one and it slices out of bounds. Quick throw in from Littman is going to be booted out by Nixon again. Stays Brookline ball.
Good job by Nixon there to work over, and Walpole's defense has gotten better as the game has gone on, but Brookline's still able to penetrate.
Pass goes back to Sierra now, slides it across to Lawrence. Lawrence up the line, tapped forward by Friedman, kicked away by Walpole, goes right back to Lawrence. Lawrence opts to go back to Dong. Dong boots this one, looking for Littman down the sideline. Littman has moved up pretty far. His pass blocked, but he recovers it himself. Littman taps a pass to Peterson. Peterson, his pass slides all the way back to Applebaum. Goes out to the far sideline now to Lawrence. Lawrence slides it across to Goldberg. Goldberg sends a kick slightly off the mark there, knocked away by the Timberwolves. Goldberg staying after the ball, and he takes it back from Rafael Sillo. Pass up, finds his man, but that advance is blocked. But did it go off a hand? That was,
looks like it did.
Yes, that went off the hand of the defender after they were trying to stop the advance of Julian Weil, number 6, who is in the game for Brookline here.
Brookline's gotten quite a few free kick chances, Jesse. So far, they haven't been able to cash in with a goal on one of them yet from similar
and that one off the crossbar, and I think they called offsides on, or no, they're saying, here's what they're saying. They're saying that after it went off Towers' hand, it went off the crossbar maybe and just high enough that they called it out of bounds. Maybe it went off of the crossbar of the football uprights as well to technically count as out of bounds, even though it flew back into play. Either way, a corner kick for Brookline coming from Santi Sierra.
That's what seems like what happened, to hit off of the American football crossbar and then back in.
Sierra sends this one in high, off the hands of Towers, in play, and it goes off the outside of the net. The optical illusion there.
And nearly an Olympico goal from Santi Sierra.
That's true. Towers had to get his hands up for that one, deflect that ball away. almost a header chance. I think it was Friedman who almost got his head on, who did get his head on that one, but just missed it outside the net. This one goes off. A couple deflections. Applebaum pops it in the air. Nicoli taps it forward up to Friedman. Friedman dribbling up the line, trying to pick up speed, trying to see if he can gain the edge for a crosser, and just ran out of room, and it'll be a goal kick.
Friedman in a difficult spot there, a tough angle with the back three moving over to get into their correct positions for Walpole.
Goal kick now for Towers as a sub checks in on both sides. Looks like for Brookline, the new player checking in is number 16, Javi Belmont. As the goal kick from Towers heads towards midfield, goes off ahead, headed forward by Belmont and booted away there by Niles. Littman corralling the ball. Passes back to Dong. Dong pops it upfield, headed away by Nixon, but goes right to Littman. Littman keeping control here. Pass back Dong. Dong dribbling back and passes back to Smagula. A 2-0 lead so far for Brookline. A goal from Koya Nicoli, assisted by Jacob Friedman, and a goal from Ryan Goldberg. Friedman's pass blocked there, almost a chance to get through to a streaking Lars Peterson. Friedman trying to fight after the ball, but too physical, and he's called for the foul.
And one of the few fouls Brookline has had against them in this game, they've been the benefit of the referees. Walpole, as a result of the ranking discrepancy, has had to play very physical, and they've looked good at times. And against Dong.
That's going to be a handball. And at first, it looked like they might have been letting Walpole play the advantage, but they all threw their hands up immediately calling for that handball. And absolutely the right call, as now it'll be a free kick for the Timberwolves.
We've talked about how Brookline's had a lot of good crossing free kick chances. This is a good opportunity for Walpole just to take a straight shot.
It'll be a tough angle for Connor Larkin here with the wall of defenders right in front of him. And he sends it, misses to the right, out of bounds. And again, like I was saying, don't underestimate how tough that angle is. Normally you think you want a free kick to come closer to the net, but if it's just outside of that penalty box there, then the defenders can line up in a wall like you saw, and you don't have the same distance that would allow you for the kind of curving rainbow arc that you would want on a shot to fit under the crossbar. You don't have the room to get your shot to arc the way you want when you're that close. So, a tough one for Larkin. No shame in missing that one. Long kick up for Brookline, and they're off to the races after that ball. Cutting through is Weil. Weil racing up with it. Weil running out of room as Nixon cut him off.
Great job by Nixon to get down and over to block out Julian Weil, boxing him in at the end of that play. But nonetheless, a corner kick for Brookline.
Indeed, they say Nixon the last to touch that ball, and so Sierra, the lefty kicker, lining up on this right side here for the corner. The last one he got, like you said, Sam, came close to an Olympico goal. Let's see what they opt for here. Sends one flying in, deflects down, still in the box, headed away. Bicycle kick! Oh, it's blocked. Nicoli almost with a goal of the season there if he had gotten that bicycle to go. But no chance. Now taken by the Timberwolves. They're trying to move upfield. Brookline racing back with them, and the pass was blocked by Dong. Ethan McKissa was trying to wait for some reinforcements so he could get a real rush going, but Brookline had picked up the speed with their defensive players to get back and really not allow anything to open up.
And Jesse McKissa starting in a 1v2 opportunity. If his reinforcements had come upwards faster, could have been a good chance for Walpole.
Instead, a throw-in for Brookline, as this one being raced back for. It's booted away by Niles. That's going to go out the back, though, and that's going to be another Brookline corner.
Well, Brookline's had way more corners than Walpole. Walpole's had a couple of small chances here, and they were really half chances. I should say they've gotten into the final third, but haven't really been able to get shots or anything of that nature.
Jad Torres lining up to send in this corner from the left side as a righty kicker, as they reserve those right side corners for Sierra. This one comes in low, knocked down. Makissa clears it away. And it is taken by the Timberwolves. A pass back is blocked, ricochets back. Brookline takes control. Sierra back to Dong. Dong thought about a long kick, instead slides it over to Littman. Littman winds and kicks. Nicoli deflects it forward. Now off the head of Treestman, but knocked back by the Walpole defense. Controlled now by Lawrence. Lawrence sends it outside, looking for Friedman, but it's knocked away. Cleared out by the Timberwolves. Chased down now by Applebaum, who opts to pass it back to Smagula. Smagula boots it away from the offensive pressure. It's recovered by Federico Sillo, and he gets a pass back to Fezzle. Fezzle sends it up looking for Makissa, and Makissa is going to get called for the push in the back on Sierra there. Free kick Brookline.
You got to think, Jesse, that half chance for Makissa, if that had turned into something for Walpole, that could have been their chance to get a goal.
We've got another concern about our audio here in the live chat, as this one deflects back to Belmont, pass to the outside to Nicoli. And it's got to be something with the internet connection or something.
The vitals are working, right?
Yeah, because it's working here on OBS Studio. It's showing on the audio gains levels, and I assume it's coming through for your headset, Sam.
Definitely. It seems good on both of our ends.
So that's a really weird glitch that's happening right now. During halftime, I might try a different internet network, see if maybe that'd help. But for the time being, play continues. Rafael Sillo goes down hurt as play continues on. Headed forward by Nicoli, kicked away by Niles, recovered by Sierra. Pass to the outside. Finds Weil. Weil cutting. Looking around. Looking. Pass back. Littman. Littman. To the outside. It's Weil. Middle to Sierra now. And swings it out to the far side to Lawrence. Lawrence dribbling up. Looking for his opening, weaves around. Lawrence winds and fires and misses it wide.
Good opportunity there for Wally Lawrence. Nice move at the end of that play, but just wide right. And good job from Brookline to set up, going through the midfield of Walpole from side to side.
And it looks like we've got a timeout called, I think it was.
Interesting, a first half timeout.
Yeah, not often you see that, but it gives me a little bit of a chance to try and keep. And this is weird. Okay, so it looks like we've got a couple people, my Schwan fan saying they're able to hear and have a strong connection. Robert Neer saying it's still working for him, and he has no explanation. He said the audio has been fine for him from the start. Marsha Buchanan and Ed down in Florida having intermittent audio problems. And Adrian Fricky and Joanna Selkoff-Fricky also had some issues. This is weird.
This is really weird. Gotta wonder if it's the wind or something.
Or maybe if there's just some places that have a bad network connection, like, maybe folks in Massachusetts are having a difficulty with the connection because of the wind, because of the weather is less than ideal here. Maybe down in Florida.
Maybe in Las Vegas.
Because I know. Maybe. I know just because my mom is flying back from Florida tonight that there's a lot of trouble with the air traffic controllers going on down in Florida and a lot of other places as well. Things are a little chaotic. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything, but I'm literally grasping at straws here because I've never had an experience where some fans can hear me okay and some can't. It's always either all or nothing.
Because that's how it's supposed to work.
Yeah, so I mean...
This is unreal.
Try closing and opening again. try, refreshing, try a different Wi-Fi network wherever you're watching from. I wish I had a solution to this. This is bumming me out because I want everyone to be able to enjoy this broadcast. This has been a fun game so far. But yeah, it seems like the problem might be out of my control for the time being, and I apologize for that, folks. As we come out of the timeout now, Towers going to launch the goal kick. As that bounces along, looks like Lawrence fighting for it in a crowd. Deflected back. I think that's Nicole sliding it across to Belmont. Belmont sending it up to Brandon Jean, who has checked in for the Warriors. Jean looking around, turning around, fits a dribble through. Jean still with the ball, now passes to the outside, finds Torres. Torres lifting one in high. Oh, just over the head of Jean, just slightly mistimed his jump, and it's taken away by the Timberwolves. Sending it upfield, it's intercepted by Littman. Littman dribbling. Pass back, Belmont. Belmont sandwich, tries to evade, and an attempted kick from Nixon is blocked. Second try, gets it upfield. Quick pass back to Diagana, now further back to Niles. Niles kick blocked by Jean, but does get up to Nixon. Nixon blocked by Jean. Jean takes it back, pass back to Goldberg. Goldberg dribbling, looking, surveying his options. Turning around, pass back. Applebaum slides it up the middle for Nicole. Bounces too hard off his foot, taken away, but the pass is errant, taken away. Torres, pass to the outside to Jean. Jean holding it, walking up, trying to juke around, looking, trying to find a passing lane, getting swarmed by defenders, still staying with the ball, and gets the favorable deflection for the corner kick.
And what a job by Brandon Jean, back down by two defenders on the side of the box. Just an incredible job by him to make something out of that, and yet another corner coming for Brookline.
They line up for the corner here. Looks like they're going to have a righty kicker sending this one in instead of the lefty Santi Sierra.
And there's an injured Walpole player.
Oh, there is. We got a note in live chat from Wally Lawrence's grandfather, Tom Howell, in Chicago, saying he's had no audio problems at all. So, again,
it has to be local.
Weird. It's got to be something local. But in the meantime, a trainer coming out to take a look at the Walpole player. You know, it has been a physical game at points here today, but it has also been a fairly hot day, even with the chill of the breeze. And so during these hotter times of the year, you can always hope that a player, when they go down, that it's just a cramp. And then, of course, when it gets colder, you hope that they're going down just because, you know, the pain you feel when you get hit somewhere is much more intense when it's cold. So really, no matter what the temperature, there's always an optimistic thing to hope for when a player goes down hurt. And certainly, regardless of who you're rooting for in this game, you're certainly hoping the best for that young man as he gets looked at by the training staff.
100%. Just hope he's okay and can only hope for the best.
Looks like he is back up on his feet, walking off on his own power is good to see. He is going to be walking off for the moment, but, you know, hopefully we'll see him again. I can't quite catch the jersey number. I'm not sure who it is. Might be Nixon, but I'm not sure. Lining up to send in the... They just got to wait. Flies in, deflects the wrong way, a kick. Oh my gosh, how did Towers stop that one? Wow.
Took a deflection near the box and somehow Towers blocks it.
That was crazy. Another near goal for Brookline inside the box there. Is instead going to be punted away by Towers, who despite allowing 2 goals this half, he's been putting on one heck of a performance. Belmont slides it over to Nicole, takes a weird bounce. Nicole sends it back to Lawrence. Lawrence fakes and now slides it through to Belmont. Belmont back to Littman. Now over to Goldberg, to the middle to Lawrence. Lawrence pops it to the outside to Treisman. Treisman couldn't stay with it, slid away, but Lawrence steals it back. Lawrence trying to get a pass to the outside, looking for Torres. Torres just barely keeps it in along that back line and draws another corner kick.
Yet another one, Jesse. It's just been amazing. Brookline has done a good job on the wings, and got to give Walpole's left and right back some credit. They've done a really good job to force all these corners on the sides.
Torres lining up to kick this one in after drawing the corner. Comes in low, deflects down, controlled by Brookline, passed back out to Torres from Goldberg. Torres sends one in low again, and it's kicked away by number 2, Derek Spack. Deflected back for Brookline, back to Torres. Torres, a long shot, bounces wide of the net.
Jet Torres, if that one had gone close to the goal or even forced a save, would have been an amazing shot, but a really difficult distance from way far out at about the 35-yard line here on this field.
Towers lining up for the goal kick. We've got no scoreboard to see how much time is left here in the half, so we're just waiting for the double whistle to signal halftime here. Brookline up 2-0. A goal scored by Koya Nicoli, assisted by Jacob Friedman, and then one scored unassisted by Ryan Goldberg. Fighting for the ball, it's knocked loose, recovered by Nicoli. Nicoli dribbling around. Now fits a pass through to Jean. Jean cutting towards the middle, sends a pass to Goldberg. Goldberg sending it to the outside. Nicoli with it again. Nicoli cuts towards the middle, looking around. Pass outside. Jean with the ball. Jean trying to turn around on his man. Jean trying to gain the edge. Jean running out of room, and that one bounces out. Another corner for Brookline.
Walpole's done a really good job to contain Brandon Jean, and Jean's still been forcing these corner kicks, but Walpole, they've bent, but they haven't broken. They've really found their stride here in the later first half.
Goldberg lining up, send in the corner, lifts it, and it's through the hands of Towers. Oh, but they might have called a foul on Brookline. Maybe too much physical contact resulted in that ball slipping loose through the hands of Towers, and it's going to be a free kick for the Timberwolves.
Towers looked like Smagula there. He jumped up.
Towers boots this one, bouncing along, downed by Lawrence, gets a pass up to Nicoli. Nicoli on a rush, blocked. Good stop there by Connor Larkin, and that is going to be the last play of the half. Our score at halftime: the Brookline High Warriors 2, the Walpole High Timberwolves 0. Goals for Brookline: the first one scored by Koya Nicoli, assisted by Jacob Friedman, and the second one, this one scored by Ryan Goldberg, unassisted off a defensive deflection as he sent that one curving to the right and off the right side post. That's got Brookline with a multi-goal lead here at halftime. As we head into the half, I'd like to direct your attention to some helpful links down in the description section of this video down below. First, a link to the official Venmo account of the Friends of BHS Soccer Booster Club, which supports all 6 Brookline High soccer teams, boys and girls, varsity, JV, and freshmen. Below that, you can find a link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Food Pantry. The Brookline Food Pantry provides groceries to Brookline residents in need of food assistance. The pantry has been serving an average of 600 households and 400 students each week, and they are always looking for more people willing to lend a hand, whether that be through monetary donations, direct food donations, or volunteers in the pantry. Food donations can be made at United Parish at 210 Harvard Street in Coolidge Corner on Wednesdays and Fridays from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Monetary donations can be made online at the Food Pantry's website, brooklinefoodpantry.org. Go online or call 617-800-5339 for more information about how you can volunteer with the Food Pantry and help feed your community. Once again, that's brooklinefoodpantry.org or call 617-800-5339. And once again, all that information is in the description section down below. But for now, it is halftime. Brookline 2, Walpole 0. Alongside Sam Lowenstein, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. We're going to take a break and mute our mics. So when you don't hear anything during this halftime break, that's normal. That's not an issue. Don't worry about it. The sound will come back for the second half. We're going to mute our mics and run a YouTube ad break. But we'll be back with the second half. Stay tuned.
How's the mic position?
Hello again, everybody. Back on the mic. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan alongside Sam Lowenstein here at SM LaRusso and Sons Athletic Complex in Walpole, Massachusetts. Here to bring you the second half of this high school varsity boys soccer contest. Brookline in control right now, up 2-0 after 2 first-half scores, and they get the first possession of the second half as they kick this one away, blocked by Connor Larkin there, pushed forward by Adon Spivak, and cleared away by Luigi Francois. Recovered again by the Warriors, but kind of a whiffed kick there. Blocked by Spivak and recovered by Ryan Goldberg. Pass to the outside, does get to Sammy Treistman. Barely keeps it in bounds, but now it's knocked out, and I think that's going to stay Brookline ball. It is. Quick throw in from Treistman looking for Goldberg. Booted away by Will Fezzle. Out of bounds, stays with Brookline. Another quick throw in goes to Sierra. Santi Sierra dribbling across the middle of the field. Passes it back to Wally Lawrence. Slides to the outside to Jacob Friedman. Friedman back to Lawrence. Give and go. Looking for Friedman. Kicked away by Larkin. Downed by Sierra. Recovered there. Passed up to Davis Potter from Ali Koulibaly. Pass back to Fezzle, who kicks it upfield, misses everybody. The Brookline goalie, Alex Smagula, coming out for it, and he's just going to launch it out of bounds.
Well, in the first half, Brookline obviously playing well, up 2-0, but Walpole's defense really consolidated later on in the half. In the early going, Brookline was able to be very dangerous on the wings.
Throw in here coming from Derek Spack. Goes off ahead, off a knee, and we got a whistle called against Walpole as I guess Koulibaly got a little too close to Sierra on that one, maybe?
Maybe.
I don't know, maybe it was
Bang,
a
bang
handball.
play.
Maybe it was a handball.
Came
that,
off a hand, came off
something.
a knee, came off a leg, came off a hand.
Who knows? Yeah, because I remember that one play in the first half where I thought it was a foul, you thought it was a handball. Robert Neer in the live chat agreed with you on that one, Sam, said it was a handball. And I know when I'm outnumbered, I'll surrender that one. Spivak, pass up for Treistman. Treistman, a nice move to get some space up. Passes it back now to Jonah Littman. Littman fakes to the middle and goes back to Jeffrey Dong, who pops it up the middle to Sierra. Sierra, defender on his back, passes it back to Travis Applebaum. Slides it out to Lawrence. Lawrence sending it upfield off the mark, intercepted by Larkin. Larkin, pass up to Fezzle. Fezzle's kick goes off the head of Koulibaly. Upfield, it's going to be headed out by Applebaum, just taking the cautious approach of getting it out so the defenders can come back.
Well, Fezzle kicking it down, one to start an attack on the wing, but also because he was defended by 2 guys, so we had to get it out. Bit of a rushed attack for Walpole.
Throw in from Spack goes off the head of Applebaum. Lawrence biding his time before booting that one away. Controlled by Larkin, but tapped away there by Spivak up to Torres. Torres turning around, looking around. His kick is blocked by Larkin, recovered by Sierra. Sierra goes to the outside to Friedman. Friedman dribbling, cutting around one and around another, but the third defender knocks it away. That's Diagana. Tahara Diagana knocks that one away. Kicked up field by Spack. Recovered by Sierra. Sierra being hounded by Potter. Gets the kick away. Littman chasing it down. Littman kicks to the middle to an open Adon Spivak. Takes a weird ricochet off his legs, but he recovers it and passes away to Lawrence. Lawrence avoids the pressure and gets the pass away to Dong. Dong up the middle. Pass back from Goldberg to Sierra. Now over to Spivak. Spivak, his pass blocked, but goes right back to him. Now sends it to the outside to Friedman. Friedman looking, cuts back, cuts around, tries a shot, and a diving stop by the goalie, Jack Towers.
Walpole's done a good job to contain Jacob Friedman. Friedman had a couple chances early in the first half, similar to that one where he got a shot, but wasn't particularly hard for the goalkeeper.
Limited angle on the shot as Walpole trying to push up field. This is Potter trying to turn around. No angle there. Wally Lawrence poised on the defense there, containing Davis Potter.
And Lawrence forcing Potter to the outside to look for another man up in front, and nobody home. Potter just took a shot, and it's wide right.
Smagula gives the ball to Dong, up to Sierra. Sierra, with a defender draped over him, passes it away to Applebaum. Applebaum fakes to the outside, now goes up the middle, finds Torres. Now outside to Friedman. Friedman trying to lead for Torres. Well read by Larkin as he intercepts it. And Koulibaly's kick blocked by Lawrence. Lawrence takes control, now going side to side. It's blocked there by number 15, Lucas Niles. Taken back here by Goldberg. Pass to Spivak. Spivak sending it up for Torres. Torres corrals it but has to dribble back away from the pressure. Turns around, sends to the outside to Treisman. Treisman back to Torres. Torres up the line to Littman. Littman moves past the defense, looking for a crosser, flies in, and it's saved again by Towers.
And Towers, good job to corral it there. Brookline early in the game with a couple goals. Walpole settling in really on defense as they forced the Warriors. Just a couple weak shots. Walpole's also pressed a lot more here in this half.
Potter taking off with it. Potter against Applebaum, tries a shot and launches it high.
And that's the best chance of the game for Walpole so far. Potter with a one-on-one chance. Just kicking it over, but still a good job to body through the Brookline defense.
Yeah, Walpole has not been able to get many opportunities like that. A good effort from Davis Potter to put pressure on the Warriors.
And the high press making a difference.
Smagula boots this one upfield. Deflects Strange, goes to Littman. Littman trying to send one through. Is taken by Torres, who has to dribble back again. Pass back to Spivak. Spivak slides it across. Taken by Applebaum, who gives it over to Lawrence. Lawrence, his pass errant there, miscommunication, and it's taken away by He-Man Selva Moragan. This kick ricochets, and Potter bowling over Dong, and the foul is called, and it'll be a free kick for Brookline.
And if Potter hadn't fouled Jeffrey Dong in that exchange, he would have had a pretty open lane to the net, would have had still one defender to beat.
Well, if he hadn't fouled him, I don't think he would have gotten the ball.
He wouldn't have, but theoretically.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
If
he wouldn't have gotten the ball,
If he could do like Danny Phantom, go ghost, phase through the defender, and still kick the ball, yes, I think that would have been a great rush for Davis Potter.
Would have been a lot. Needed a lot.
Deflects a couple of times, and Spivak pass out to Treisman. Knocked away there, goes to Selva Moragan. Pass to the outside. Taken up now by Francois. Francois picking up speed. Francois trying to slide a pass through. Blocked and intercepted by Lawrence, who gets tripped up by Koulibaly.
And we saw this type of attack for Walpole in the early first half also. They had a couple near chances in the beginning of the first. No shots on goal or shots therefore in the first, though, as opposed to in this half.
Littman passes back to Applebaum, cuts around one, dribbles up, now launches it to the outside, finds his target. I think that's Goldberg, sliding it up the line to Treisman. Treisman lost it to a slide tackle there, and that one deflected the wrong way off the slide tackle from Francois. That's going to be a corner kick for Brookline.
And yet another corner. Brookline's had a lot of corner kick chances in this game, a lot more than Walpole, and an abnormal amount in general compared to your average game.
They have been drawing a lot of corners. They haven't scored on any of them, but we'll see what they do here in the second half. Santi Sierra, the lefty kicker, lining up to send in this corner, so it can curve in towards the net with a lefty kick. This one flies in high, headed away by the defense. Good read by the Timberwolves. It's recovered by Friedman. Friedman trying to juke around, sends a pass back to Littman. Littman lifting one all the way across the field out to the far side. Headed away by the defense of Benjamin Hochberg. Knocked out. Quick throw in for Brookline. Goes to Lawrence. Taps it back there to Sierra. Sierra dribbling with it, looking around. Now lifts one to the outside, knocked away there by Spack. A race to the ball here, and Applebaum opts to tap it out of bounds as Potter was on his horse to try and chase after that one.
And that could have been a chance for the captain of Walpole if he had gotten to it in time.
Throw in here, deflected away by Brookline, and they take control of it. Koya Nicoli rushing up with it with speed, looking for a through pass. It's blocked by Connor Larkin, who's been making a lot of defensive plays for Walpole this game.
That's a really nice play by Larkin to stick his leg in between the passing lane. The pass there intended for Jad Torres, who was streaking down the left side and would have had a good chance for Brookline.
This one headed out by Fezzle, and that block from Larkin really probably saved a goal, because that would have been a breakaway chance for Torres if that pass had fit through. Friedman passes it back to Dong. Dong slides it across, taken away from Lawrence by Walpole. Dong attacking the ball and taking it back temporarily. An aggressive play from Jeffrey Dong pays off on defense. Nicoli fighting through. He is stood up by Francois, but takes it right back. Pass to the outside, Treisman. Treisman trying to send one forward, and nobody quite there. It looked like almost like he was trying to curve it towards the middle, and it just didn't curve on him.
Well, definitely. You got to think, Jesse, Walpole 47th ranked in Division 2 right now. If they hold this result, even if they hold this result, losing by 2, this should help their power rankings quite a bit.
If nothing else, it'd be some positives to look at as they continue to, rebuild their program here, try and get to a higher level. Positives you can take away from the defensive stands they've made throughout this game is that one knocked out of bounds by Niles, Brookline ball.
And definitely some games you just have a favorite coming in, but you got to give it to Walpole.
Couple of deflections back and forth popped up in the air by Fezzle. And the ball is taken by number 21, Jason He. Sends it up the field, looking for Potter again. Potter trying to lead for a teammate here, and it's tapped back from Lippman to Smagula. That pass just out of reach for Rafael Sillo. Brookline taking control. Sierra up to Friedman. Friedman with the ball, cutting towards the middle, trying to fit a pass through. Blocked by Larkin again. He has been everywhere defensively for Walpole as Nicoli sends one to the outside, looking for Treisman. Treisman fights through the defense. Treisman tries a long shot, misses it high and wide.
Well, Sammy Treisman earlier in the game had a shot that hit the crossbar, would have not counted even if it had gone in. But Treisman looking for his goal as Brookline makes some substitutions. Julian Weil and Lars Peterson coming in.
As well as Brandon Jean.
As well.
Towers setting up for the goal kick. Sends it straight up the middle, goes off ahead, kicked right back by Lawrence, and Peterson took a shot in the back, but they're playing the advantage here. Nicoli, and now the foul call will come in as that was a delayed penalty. Peterson got hit in the back, but Brookline had control of the ball, so the officials let him play out the advantage. But now it's a free kick for Brookline, and they're just moving with it. Goldberg up to Peterson. Peterson trying to fight his way through. Can't get through Niles. Niles, a pass to the outside, taken by Lawrence. Lawrence heading down the sideline. Passing it back to Goldberg, across to Sierra. Sierra, a pass up for Nicoli. Nicoli turning around, shot is blocked. Who else but Connor Larkin, again showing up on defense for the Timberwolves.
Connor Larkin, such an X-factor. Similar type of player to Travis Applebaum for Brookline. A really similar role that they play on defense.
Yeah, I had trouble identifying Larkin because he was on the far side of the field in that first half, but I'm getting to say his name a lot here in the second half with how much effort he's giving on defense. Brookline takes control of the ball again. Lippman turning around, looking, and opts to go all the way back to his goalie, Alex Smagula. Smagula gives it to Dong. Dong kicks one up the middle to Goldberg. Goldberg back to Applebaum. Applebaum Pass up the middle, mistimed with Weil, knocked away by Fezel, but no one was ready to rush up for that ball, and it's going to go right back to Smagula. Now Dong with it. Pass out for Lawrence, lost it, taken away by Walpole. A pass goes over to Potter. Potter trying to fit one through, and it's knocked away by the Brookline defense, and we're going to have a Walpole corner kick. Is this the first one they've had today?
I don't think so. They've had one or two.
Maybe.
Have they?
Actually,
I'm not sure.
I'm racking my memory here.
This might be the first corner for Walpole.
Certainly it's their first of this half at bare minimum. This one flying in, deflected down by the Brookline defense. Lawrence takes control of it and boots it away, but it goes off the body of Julian Weil and gives it right back to Walpole on the out of bounds. Spack the throw in. That one deflecting down, and it's Dong booting it out of the box. Off the head of Weil, and Weil takes a shot in the back from Spack, and it'll be a Brookline free kick.
Brookline looking to set up with Gene on the right wing and Julian Weil on the left wing.
This one booted upfield by Lawrence. Bounces past Lars Peterson, breaking away. Peterson tripped up. And did they blow the whistle? Do they call the foul? If so, do they consider it inside the penalty box?
And Peterson's down.
Peterson is down. And we'll see what the result was if there was a foul called. Lars Peterson got tangled up with his defender there and went down. And he is still down there. Hopefully he is okay. Lars Peterson been riding the bench for a lot of Brookline's higher profile games, getting a chance to show his stuff as a sophomore this year. He made the team as a freshman last year and mostly played on the bench, coming in occasionally, but almost had a huge chance at a score.
Looked like he was in on goal for a second.
He is back up, walking off on his own power. And now it's a question, is this a free kick? Is this a PK? Is it just going to be a drop ball? What's the call here?
The referees conversing with one another.
And also conversing with Brookline head coach Kyle Bolu-Jones. It's sounding like we're going to get a PK, and I think that's what's happening here. And it'll be Wally Lawrence, the senior co-captain, lining up to take this one. Wally Lawrence with a chance to put Brookline up by 3. Peterson gave him this chance with the foul draw in the box. Can he finish the job here? And it's stopped. It's stopped by Towers. What a day for Jack Towers. As he walls off the shot from Wally Lawrence, it does go out the back line, so it'll be a corner for Brookline, but wow.
What a diving stop by Towers. He's made so many good saves in this game. Remember, Brookline, their rankings in the 20s of Division 1. Walpole's ranked 47 in Division 2. It's incredible how Walpole stayed in this one. It's been a lot due to Jack Towers.
Sierra sends in the corner, and it's headed out immediately, I think, by Francois. It gets up to Potter. Potter turning around, looking for his opening. He passes it back to Niles. Niles kick deflected, but does get out to Francois. Fezel sends it up, and it gets away out of bounds. But boy, Brookline just had their best chance in a while of scoring a goal, and Walpole survives the onslaught. Now Sierra fitting a pass through to the outside, and Mark O'Neill couldn't advance much further. It's knocked away there. Sliding back for it was Sierra, but it's Selva Muragon taking it. Pass to the outside, taken back, and they pass to the outside to Lawrence. Lawrence up the line for Weil, knocked away by Spack, out of bounds. Weil throws it back to Lawrence, and his pass back to Weil misses wide, out of bounds. Throw in up the line looking for Potter. Covered by Applebaum. Sends a crosser towards the middle. Finds Rafael Sillo. Fits a shot through, and it's picked up off a couple bounces by Alex Smagula. Not the toughest shot, but Walpole's had trouble getting any shots at all, so that was a good effort from their offense that time. Brookline trying to move up the far side. Near battling with Francois. Now Brandon Jean battling through. Jean tangled up with his defenders, trying to fight, keeping control of the ball. Jean looking, fakes, but it's taken away by Niles. Niles kicks it up, stolen back by Sierra. Gets to Goldberg. Goldberg slides it out to Weil. Weil cuts towards the middle and runs out of room there. Deflected up in the air, recovered by Sierra. Sierra has it knocked away there by Selva Muragon. Pushed back forward by Applebaum, up to Sierra. Sierra tripped from behind by He, and it's going to be a free kick for the Warriors.
Brookline, another free kick opportunity from the side. A good time to cross one in. You could potentially shoot this as well, despite being from a long distance.
Well, we got Ryan Goldberg and Santi Sierra lining up around the ball. We know both of them have the power in the boot, which is why Brookline used them a lot on corners. Sierra's going to fake. Goldberg is going to send one in low, and it's going to be an easy snag off one bounce by Towers. Would have gone out anyway.
Looks like he was trying to connect with Brandon Jean, but Jean unable to get to it in time before Towers corrals it.
Towers punts this one towards midfield. Deflected forward by Walpole, booted away by Applebaum, gets up to Goldberg. Goldberg boots one high in the air, downed by Weil. Weil slips a bit but recovers, and they call offsides. And you wonder if maybe that was just because Weil slipped and the ball rolled behind him and the defender stepped in front of Weil. I think that created the offsides. If so, heads up play by the defender, Derek Spack. Spack's kick flying towards the box, and Smagula takes it away from a crashing Davis Potter.
And Spack almost found Potter at the end of that kick. Almost the whole length of the field there, Jesse. Unbelievable.
This kick from Smagula just going to fly out of bounds. They set up for the throw-in.
And now they throw.
Going up the line looking for Rafael Sillo. It's booted straight up in the air by Lawrence. Nicoli trying to corral it, but battling now with Fezel. Fezel goes back to Spack. Spack up the line, intercepted by Lawrence. Gets it up to Nicoli. Nicoli sends it forward for Goldberg. Goldberg sending it up the line. Weil putting up speed. Julian Weil racing up with it, trying to cut around Spack. Spack covering him well, cutting towards the middle. Stumbles, keeps the ball, and too much on that pass across the field, and that's going to roll out of bounds.
Really good defense in the box by Walpole to force Weil to go to the outside. And Jesse, you can hear the storm clouds coming from the distance as a gust of wind comes over us. We've said that a lot this game.
Yeah, rain expected tomorrow, and in the meantime, the clouds just gathering. Good defense from Walpole on that play, particularly Derek Spack on the wing. As this one almost intercepted by Brookline, blocked again by Near there. Now taken by the Warriors in a bit of a tight space there. It's lost out of bounds. It'll stay Brookline ball.
Julian Weil, the lone man, or the man on the left side, and then have a right winger Near as well.
And it's Near with the ball. Lost out the line, and this time Brookline couldn't get the favorable deflection, and it'll be a goal kick.
We haven't said that a lot. Often Brookline has gotten so many of those favorable calls on corners. Not a lot of goal kicks so far in this game.
You're absolutely right. Towers boots this one up the middle. Off the bounce, headed down by Brookline. Nicoli trying to fight through several defenders. Now the ball is taken by Jean. Jean fits one through to Goldberg. Goldberg thought about the pass. Oh, and now sends it. That one just mistimed. You could tell he was thinking about the pass, hesitated a bit, and then slid one forward when Nicoli had to stop to prevent an offsides. He couldn't race up for it. This one punted. Bouncing along with the wind, booted away by Dong, pushed forward by Spack, now booted away by Lawrence. The headwind catches it again, downed, Francois with it, trying to slide it through, does get a pass upfield, and it's Potter taking control, popping it to the outside. That one's still in bounds. Tap back to Selva Moragan, trying to fit one through, and an offsides called on Walpole. We haven't seen a lot of offsides called on Walpole. They haven't had enough chances, really, to get an offsides called against them.
Exactly. Haven't been a lot of chances for Walpole in general, but nice job by Francois. A little give and go to set up that whole exchange.
Brookline trying to work up that far sideline, but they run out of space there. It's knocked away by Niles. Gets to Francois. Knocked out of bounds, and it'll stay Walpole ball.
And what a slide tackle on the sidelines, a collision of Francois and Brandon Jean, but no foul.
And we got a substitution here, and it looks like Lars Peterson is back in the game. Good to see him back in after he took a bit of a tumble when trying to rush for the net. Throw in goes to Potter. Potter taps it back, looking for Niles. Peterson pursuing, trying to knock it loose, and Niles survives it, gets the pass away. Ball's knocked free by Brookline. A pass goes back to Lawrence. Lawrence sliding it to the outside to Torres. Torres trying to weave around. Torres, pass up. Finds his target, and that extra pass is blocked. It's recovered briefly by Torres, but now knocked away. They get it out to Federico Sillo. Pass back. Spack boots it up the field. Smagula just letting it roll out the back.
And looking for Lars Peterson on that pass through. For Brookline was Jad Torres, but a good play by the midfielder on defense before it could get into the final third to cut in front of it.
Dong boots this one upfield. Francois couldn't block it. Peterson trying to take it, but Niles there to back him up and kick that one out of bounds. Lars Peterson showing a lot of aggressive play on offense here today, really stating his case for a bigger role in this team.
Well, 100% again, played with the team last year, but mostly came in late game settings and blowouts. This year getting his first real taste of varsity playing time.
And that one sent up the far side. They're battling for it. Cleared out by Francois. Gets up to Federico Sillo. Pass back to Fezel. Sends it up the middle. Nobody there, and it's going to be taken by Dong. Dong back to Smagula. Smagula punts it, slips a bit when he boots that one. Deflected down by Francois. His kick deflected, goes off ahead. And we've got a foul against Brookline as Jason He got tripped up after he sent that header away. So it'll be a free kick for the Timberwolves.
On both sides as the second half has gone on. We saw this similarly in the first half. A lot more offense chances at the beginning of the half, and as it's gone on, it's been more played in the midfield.
This one bouncing along, headed out by Applebaum, kicked away by Brookline, gets up to Peterson. Peterson with some space to work, looking, now sending a pass forward. It's blocked down by Niles and kicked away by Spack. Sierra corrals it, trying to spin off his man. Sends a pass to the outside to Torres. Torres looking, sends one forward, and no, yes, offsides as Goldberg jumped a little too early.
Yet another offside call against Brookline. This is the first offsides call that has nullified what would be a goal, but you also have to wonder, the goalkeeper,
Towers.
Towers, Potter, we've called his name a lot, but Towers would have made more of an effort, definitely, if the offside flag had not gone up before.
Free kick from Towers. Redirected by a Walpole player. That's going to roll out the back end, and we're going to have a goal kick being sent the other way by Smagula.
We've seen this quite a bit so far in this game. Teams just booting it way down the field, both Brookline and Walpole from the goalie spot.
Brookline working it up the middle. It's Sierra passing back to Applebaum. Applebaum. Pass misses Sierra, but gets up there to Kuno von Borowski. Pass back to Dong to the outside, tapped along, and it's going to be taken, I think, by Fezel. Kicked back the other way by Applebaum, off the head of Nicoli, and downed by Francois. He clears it away. And offsides called against Potter as he was ahead of Dong before that ball came flying in.
You talked about Lars Peterson, his offensive aggressiveness. Potter's also shown the same thing, if not more, for Walpole. He's been the offensive anchor for the team.
Long kick from Smagula. Booted up in the air by Spack. Silo takes it. And knocked loose there by Von Borowski. Taken by Torres. Pass to Lawrence. Tried to go give and go to Torres, but he wasn't ready for it. Spack will be throwing this one in for the Timberwolves. This one knocked out of bounds, and it'll stay Walpole ball.
Now a bit of a wait. Setting up the throw.
Again, hard to tell just how much time we have left with no scoreboard clock, so just got to await the triple whistle from the official signifying the end of the game, as that one's going to go out off a Brookline head. That's going to be a corner for Walpole. That's just their second corner of the game so far.
And a big part of this game has been how Brookline's dominated the corner game. They've controlled the possession as opposed to Walpole, but the Warriors still haven't scored from a corner, respectively.
Federico Sillo sending this one in, downed, ricocheting around, and it's picked up in the chaos by Smagula. Smagula punting this one upfield, deflects up, off ahead, and kicked away by Spack. Another name we've been saying on defense a lot in this second half. Derek Spack's been making a lot of strong efforts. This ball bouncing around. Littman trying to corral it, runs out of room on that far side. Walpole ball.
Walpole looking to work it down the left side on their weak side. Brookline allocating more of their defense to Walpole's right and center due to the Walpole weak foot, of course, being the left foot.
This one booted up in the air by Applebaum. Nicoli slips, deflects forward, now booted away again by Brookline. Stopped by Spack and headed away. Downed by Von Borowski, I believe, but lost in a sea of blue jerseys. Is kicked up to Sillo, deflected out of bounds by Lawrence.
And Lawrence, they're crashing over for Brookline. Good job to prevent the attempted cross in.
Throw in here. Knocked away by Applebaum. Up to Von Borowski. Von Borowski gets one up to Nicoli. Nicoli trying to weave around Francois. Sends it to the outside to Littman. Littman racing up with it, looking for his options, and it's going to be taken away by Selva Moragan. And a pass deflects a bit errant, and it's taken back by Brookline. Some nice moves around a defender there by Goldberg. Slides it to the outside to Torres. Torres approaching, surveying his options, looking, still looking. Pass back, Goldberg weaving around, looking, still looking. Coming down the side, crosser rolls in and is booted away by Niles, I believe, as that one goes flying into the parking lot.
Almost hit a car, barely missed by about, let's say, 2 seconds.
Some subs checking in for Brookline. Spivak and Friedman back in, replacing Peterson and Von Borowski. Brookline bringing in some of their regulars for the last push at the net. Lawrence throws it down the line to Goldberg. Goldberg spins, looking, and lost out of bounds, and no deflection that time. And the last couple of times with the ball, it looked like it was a case where Brookline was trying a little too hard to get the ideal look rather than just trying to push it more aggressively.
They've been more hesitant on the sides at the beginning of the game. In the first half, a lot of Brookline's good chances, they came when they were straight down the line. Interestingly enough, the 2 goals for the Warriors both came on long shots from Nicoli and Goldberg.
This one deflecting down, and it's controlled by Nicoli. Pass back to Dong. Dong, pass up, and it goes right back from Spivak to Dong. Sends it up the middle, knocked away by Fezel. Spivak kicks that one upfield again, gets to Friedman. Friedman slides to the outside, intercepted by Francois, but Friedman fights to take it back. Friedman trying to take off with it himself. Friedman keeping it in bounds, heading down the sideline, looking for a pass, slides it to Goldberg. Goldberg knocked away as he turned around. Spivak trying to control it. It deflects around, gets back to Friedman. Friedman weaving, lost his balance, trying to slide after it, and it is controlled by Walpole as they kick it away. Taken by Lawrence. Lawrence can't fight through Sillo. Sillo clears it upfield. Blocked by Applebaum, but Potter staying after it. Potter still staying after it. Walpole just fighting more aggressively for these loose balls right now, as this one kicked upfield to Sillo and knocked out of bounds by Applebaum.
Applebaum closing over as this game continues to be played in the midfield. Once Walpole has had the ball, Walpole hasn't had a lot of shots, even nevertheless shots on goal.
Throw in, goes back. Larkin launches one, off one hop. It's taken by Smagula.
Larkin had a good angle there just to rip it and have his luck.
This one deflected down by Niles over to Spack. Spack sends it up the field, and it's taken easily by Lawrence. Pass to Sierra in the middle. Sierra sends it back to Dong. Dong up to Spivak. Spivak back to Dong again. Dong misses Spivak there, knocked away by Fezel. Collision for the ball, and it's won by Potter. Potter, a pass back to Fezel. Fezel, a kick through, knocked away by the Brookline defense by Dong. And now kicked upfield by Spivak. And it's sent back to Towers. Towers boots it to the outside, kept in by Sillo, but it goes right to Torres. Torres cutting towards the middle. Now heading down the right side. Trying to fight through. Tap forward by Friedman to Littman. Give and go back to Friedman. Friedman trying to pick up speed down the sideline. He goes tumbling as he got pulled down. Wait a minute, no foul call. It's still going, and it's a throw-in for Brookline.
That's unreal. No foul call there. Jacob Friedman, he got thrown down.
That's what it looked like.
Again, we're far away, but from our angle, it definitely looked like there was contact there. Can't argue with the ref.
Yeah, ref saw it different, and that's all that matters. I always say on these broadcasts, gotta respect that it's the ref's call to make. Throw in is kicked away by Walpole. They're looking for Potter again. Dong gets the pass across to Lawrence. Lawrence fakes, but dribbles too far, taken by Sillo. Sillo, a pass up for Potter again. Potter trying to pick up speed down the right side. And he fights it through Lawrence, but it's Applebaum coming back out to kick it away. Booted back in by Fezel, and that's going to be a pop fly catch for Smagula. Smagula punts it, bouncing along off the head of Larkin. And Fezel pushes it forward, downed by Applebaum, popped to the outside. Lawrence boots it upfield, a race for it now. Goldberg got it off his head, but Larkin kicks it away. Spivak recovers. Spivak looking, and it's knocked away there. Sillo slides pass over, sent up from Diagana up to Larkin, but taken by Lawrence, pushed forward, and now taken by Nicoli over to Torres. Back to Lawrence. Lawrence lifts it up. He's looking for Nicoli. Nicoli breaking through. Nicoli turning around, looking. Shot is blocked. Strong effort by Derek Spack to stay with that ball, as this one is booted up by Fezzle, being chased down by Diagana. Diagana blocked by Applebaum, and it's going to roll out the sideline deep in Brookline territory, but not a corner kick.
Walpole's had success when they've just booted it downfield, and Diagana doing a good job to get on the end of it. Just conceptually, it's worked out. Kicking it deep, and with guys especially like Davis Potter, Walpole can have some success.
Throw in is just going to bounce out of bounds and be an instant goal kick for Brookline. The lights on here in Walpole, as we got lights, which, mean it's not a disaster when we get a late start to a game. This goal kick launched by Lawrence. Corralled by Walpole, but the kick taken back by Sierra. Sierra pass to Torres. Torres trying to cut towards the middle. Weaving around. Got some space now. Pops one up in the air for Littman. Littman has it. Littman looking. Pass out. Friedman trying to fight through. He's walled off, and Fezzle kicks it away. This one headed forward by Fezzle for Selva Muragan. And collision over the ball, knocks it loose. It's recovered by Potter, knocked away again by Brookline, and booted away by Applebaum. Knocked forward again by Larkin. Chased down by Torres. Torres, the self-pass, taking off with it now, heading down the left sideline, and trying to race past Spack. Hit it too hard, and it rolls out of bounds.
That's a really nice move by Jad Torres, kicking it over himself. We've seen Kuno von Borowski also do this for Brookline.
And there is your triple whistle, and that is your ball game. The final score here in Walpole, the Brookline High Warriors 2, the Walpole High Timberwolves 0. Brookline gets to pick up their second win of the year to improve to 2-4-5, and while Walpole falls to 1-11 after giving up so many early offensive chances and 2 early goals, they got to feel pretty good about, if nothing else, a strong defensive effort that kept Brookline off the board for most of the first half and the entirety of the second half.
Oh, 100%. Also, Walpole's defense as a whole has improved so much as the season went on. Again, Walpole lost to Wellesley 9-1. It's a huge difference between this game. Wellesley beat Brookline 3-1, but the Warriors were still competitive in that matchup. Just an unbelievable goalie performance from Jack Towers. Really got to give it to him. Brookline got the win, but Towers made save after save in this game.
And for Brookline, the shots that did get through the defensive wall of Walpole. First score came from Koya Nicoli, assisted by Jacob Friedman. And then the second and ultimately final goal of the game came on this shot in the first half from Ryan Goldberg, as he bent this shot over to the right side post and knocked it in for Brookline's second and final goal. Well, that's going to do it for this one. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan alongside Sam Lowenstein here. Remember, if you enjoyed watching this live stream, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I know the audio was flawed at times in the first half, but it seems like things have evened out for a lot of people that were having those problems early, so that's good to see. And if there are any issues with the audio when you go back to watch it later, be sure to say something in the comments section down below in this video or via email. However you can reach me, just let me know so I can try and upload a recorded version if those problems are there. Also, be sure to go down below to the description section of this video where you can find a link to the official Venmo account of the Friends of BHS Soccer Booster Club, which supports all 6 Brookline High soccer teams, boys and girls, varsity, JV, and freshmen. And you can also see a link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Food Pantry. And you can also see some links related to me that you can also see in the bottom right corner of your screen. My personal website, jessesports.com, where you can find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. Or if you want to skip past all that, you can email me directly with any questions, requests, or comments you may have. I'll be posting highlights from this game on this channel later tonight, but you can also find those highlights on my social media accounts on Instagram and Facebook. Again, you can see those links down in the description section and in the bottom right corner of your screen. And we'll be back on this channel, or at least I'll be back on Thursday, as Brookline will be heading to Braintree to take on the Womps. So be sure to stay tuned for that one. I'll be sending the link out to the players and coaches and some of the parents tonight, so be sure to be on the lookout for that one. But for this live stream, that's going to do it. Final score, Brookline 2, Walpole 0, from the SM LaRusso and Sons Athletic Complex in Walpole, Massachusetts. Alongside Sam Lowenstein, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.